Kyle kicks us off in my hometown, the great city of Boston, Massachusetts. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
How you doing?
Good. So I have less of a numbers question, more of a philosophical question. So just for some background, I'm 24 years old. I've been working for the federal government since I was 18. So on paper, my job is amazing, great retirement, great benefits. I make great money for my age. But ever since COVID happened, we're fully remote now. And, in terms of my mental health, I think things have deteriorated a little bit. And I guess ultimately, before I keep on blabbering, my question is it bad that the only fulfillment my job is giving me is a paycheck?
Yeah, it is. That's why I wrote my last book, From Paycheck to Purpose, because if we look at work and experience work as just a thing that we do for provision, slowly our soul seeps out of our body. I don't apologize for saying this. I believe that we were created to contribute through our work. I was just reading something today on the plane back from Minneapolis that a professor out of University of California did 20 years of research studying people. And they found that the good stress, meaning the stress from a challenge is something that it pushes us. We're able to do it, but it pushes us. And it rewards us when we meet that challenge in work, that the longer we do that, the longer we live, that we're healthier. So this is the way that the human body and the soul, we are spirits. This is the way we're wired. And so absolutely, and it's already happening to you. You're 24 years of age, and your soul is slowly seeping out of your body. And if you just think about the average American, Kyle, spends, and you're on the front end of this, 90,000 plus hours at work in their lifetime, Monday through Friday, and you go in and you have no fulfillment, what's going to happen is, and it's more intense for some people than others, but the undercurrent begins to go, wait a second, my work doesn't matter to me. And then we start to say, do I matter? Whew. And now that can get really intense. You're starting to feel that, yeah?
Yeah, and just, it's just hard because, I have a great boss, but the work just isn't challenging. But then I think, I'm already making $80,000, and I basically have a ladder that'll take me up to $150,000. So then I think, well, even if my job isn't giving me fulfillment, maybe I can devote every other hour of the day to doing things that fulfill my time. But like you said, that 90,000 hour number is pretty staggering,
Yeah, well, so you make a very good point, and I'm glad you brought this up. So you could choose that path to say, I'm going to stay in this path, and I'm going to eventually get up the ladder and make $150,000, have all this government, retirement accounts and all these things. And then I'm going to find fulfillment, in volunteering at nights and weekends. You could choose that. And I'm not going to say that that is wrong. I don't think this is a right or wrong, but I would challenge you that that is a less than choice. You could leave the government sector and go to the private sector and make as much and completely more and actually do something that fulfills you. We've got the...
I think part of it's definitely complacency too,
No.
and just wondering.
No, I'm going to tell you, complacency is the output. I'm going to tell you what's going on. And this is not judging you. I'm just trying to help you. It's not complacency. It's comfort. You've gotten comfortable with what you know. And even though you're miserable, you're going, well, at least I know what to expect. And we humans would rather be miserable than uncomfortable. But life starts at the end of our comfort zone, somebody said. I saw it on a T-shirt or a coffee mug one time. I'm sorry, I don't know who to attribute that to. It's not mine, but it's true. And so I would tell you, Kyle, I'm going to give you my Get Clear assessment, which is going to measure your talent, what you do best, your passion, work you love, and then your mission, results that motivate you. When all three of those things come together, it looks like this. You're using what you do best to do what you love to produce results that matter to you. Let me tell you what's happening. You're on fire. You can't burn out. That flame cannot be extinguished because you are doing what your Creator put you on this planet to do. And I'm going to give you that Get Clear assessment because my challenge to you is not just to take the assessment, but to look at that purpose statement and the detailed report you're going to get on all three of those areas and let that become a high-level job description. And then because you've got good experience and you've got skill, let's make the transition. We don't have to rush. You're in no dire situation. You love your boss. All that's good. But now is the time at 24 to choose the path of purpose. And it is going to be uncomfortable. But I can tell you this, Kyle, when you get to the end of your journey, and I hope you make it to a long life and an old age, I'd rather you look back and reminisce, not regret. And that's the choice we as humans have to choose.
And Ken, there seems to be 4 buckets or so where someone either they don't get paid enough, but they love what they do. They get paid really well, like Kyle, but they hate what they do.
Yeah.
Then there's the I don't get paid enough and I hate what I do.
Right.
And then there's the sweet spot, which is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You can get paid really well and love what you do.
Yeah. Or here's another thing. You can love what you do and it's enough money. The third largest group of net worth millionaires are teachers with a median salary, of $60,000. You know, I'm all for people making as much money as you want, but I can tell you this. Meaning is what I define success by, not money.
Well, there's been so many studies that show after a certain dollar amount, you don't actually increase happiness and joy with income.
The number $75,000 is pretty interesting.
So people think, well, if I just made 80, Ken, my life would... No, you go with you. And so an increased income, lifestyle creep happens. You just spend more and you go, well, that wasn't it either. I don't have the joy in my life. I don't have the passion.
That's exactly right. I mean, here's the deal. When it's all said and done, and we want you to have financial peace, and that's what we're about here on the Ramsey Show. But when it's all said and done, all of that financial peace is going to allow you to make the contribution you want to make anyway. And so let's begin to look at work as more than just provision. Let's look at it as an opportunity for contribution.
And it reminds me of this quote. I think it was from Rachel Cruz. She said, contentment turns what we have into enough.
Yeah, great statement.
Man, there is such a lack of contentment in today's culture because of all the marketing and everything's 24/7 and all of the inputs we have. It says you're not enough. You don't have enough. You need to be doing more. You need to be more. And man, that is an endless chase. So we got to stop and go, enough is enough. We're going to learn to be content. And if we're not content with where we are, we're going to be driven to get to that next thing. But man, if you keep chasing, you'll never get there.
Yeah. It's true.
So run your own race. If you want to change careers, you have the ability to do that in this country. There's so much opportunity out there. But please don't stay paralyzed by indecision. Don't do that. That is the worst place to be. Take action in your life. You have control.